Greetings, YouTube friends. We're here in Grand Island, Nebraska at the KOA Rudy and I stayed at last summer. The one we stayed at after I stayed at a rest area in Iowa overnight. She needed something more stabilizing. So I booked this KOA here for us. So we booked a lot of. I booked 2 nights here now, but last summer, or when Ruby and I were here, we just booked them overnight. And there was a thunderstorm that night. She was a little frightened, and it was a little chilly. I had to have the furnace on, and it was kind of acting up, and I had to reset the thing. I took off the bottom grate there and had to unplug it and replug it back in, and the fan worked right again. There was some same issue when I bought the motorhome with the fan on the furnace, just wanted to run. But it worked. I took that off, just unplugged the power cord, plugged it back in, and had a couple of the type of clips on. So it was a little challenge, but I wasn't able to maneuver it. But I had the same problem again here after I had a rainstorm down in Fort Morgan. But the issue wouldn't go away after unplugging it, so I kind of waited for a while with it unplugged because it would just sit there clicking, trying to, the fan would run. No furnace, just the fan. In an RV furnace type thing. It dried out after the rain, and now it seems to work again just fine. When you leave it unplugged, you can't run your air conditioner. It's on the same DC circuit for the start motor or whatever powers up the air conditioner. There's no AC going down through there because I know the furnace is all DC powered. It must be the starter motor for the air conditioner up there. So when I unplug that, the air conditioner won't work either. So I do need to get that addressed. There's probably some issue on the motherboard maybe when it gets wet, because now it works just fine after it's all dry. It hasn't given me any issues after it dried out after that rainstorm. And it was Fort Morgan. Yeah, back in Fort Morgan. But I wanted to update everyone and take you for a little tour around the campsite here in KOA. Let's go outside. We'll take a look around. Here's Molly. I got the bed. It's a little messy back there, so don't hammer me too bad on that. I just did dishes a bit ago too. Coffee is very good. I changed my filter since that needed to be changed. It has a 1 micron filter capacity on the green one I have. This blue one is nearly that, but let's take a walk outside here. Here's Blake. Blake ride a little while ago. Today I took a ride down the dirt road in Nebraska here. Probably the south. Last night I went up towards town over the bridge into town. It was quite a ways into town, so I just turned around. Take a look at this beautiful campground. Can't remember, I believe Ruby and I were parked at one right by the building up here. I think we were in that one right there. There was one we were in. But we just stayed here one night, then we cruised to Sterling, Colorado. Stayed in an RV park there. It was kind of okay. It's a lot of long-termers at that one. It's not a KOA, the one I stayed in Sterling. It was a little more shady, but the guy was nice and everything. And he took care of his lawn. It was more of a family-owned RV park, but it is right by the correctional facility, and they mention on the highways, don't pick up anybody hitchhiking. They might have escaped from prison. So I can see how he, he's just careful with his RV park right there. It's not gated or anything. It's right on 76 there in Sterling. It's an okay RV park. Ruby and I stayed there overnight. It was good for dogs and everything. And once I got checked in, it was okay. A lot of long terms there. A lot of birds here. Check it out. I got my 5G Wi-Fi right there. Right next to Molly, so I'll be able to upload this quickly. The other stuff is uploaded quickly. Look at, they got a cam. They got little swing set over there. Like for volleyball or badminton or whatever you want to play over a net. Hecky, whatever you want to play. And there's enough room you could set up a little baseball field out wherever. Kickball or whatever for the kids. Yeah, that's a nice place. Look at all the cabins. They have cabins too. We only stayed here one night, and we got here late. She needed a place that was more stable than just a rest area since her stroke, and she really didn't want to go that trip when we went out west last summer, and I had to buy the window unit. I never did try my swamp cooler though. The swamp cooler probably would have worked the way I used it this year after thinking it through a little bit. Putting it in the window, running all that cold air, water over that air that gets sucked in there, swamp cooler. Opening the back vent, let all the extra moisture out. And it finally stabilized my temperature. I was able to use the swamp cooler in Needles. When it was 115 degrees, I stayed plenty cool inside there. I had to fill the thing up maybe every 3 hours. It holds like 2 gallons of water, 3 gallons. But it pumps it right over that thing, and it kept it cool inside on my solar system. So that's how I got such a good price at that Palm River RV Resort. Man, I love those guys there. It was a beautiful RV resort there in Palm River RV Resort in Needles. I want to go there again. Dolly's doing good. I had to work on the lights. Back in Gothenburg, I noticed that the negative wasn't making it up to my orange editions. So I had to, I unbolted it right down there and strip the wire and redid it. I don't know what's up with this Chinese trailer. It just won't hold a negative charge through the thing, or a grounding charge through the whole steel frame. I had to power up the V-frame part with a little negative lead. That took care of the problem. When I first hooked them up, they only were like on half power. I was thinking, well, what the hell is going on with this thing? As soon as I touched a negative lead on that V-frame there, it worked just fine. But those are extra bright. They work really good. When I stand it up, I plug it into the car with my cord, and it adds an extra light on there. Back in, Fort Morgan, I put up the colored lights I have that run by 3 batteries. Haven't done them since Oasis back in Vegas. Man, I gotta get back home
I've been gone so long now, guys. We got that reunion in a couple weeks. I sure want to see Jeff Rifkin and Ron Schwartz. Those two guys especially. I got to see Ron down when I was in Needles. He stopped by with a big bag of oranges and lemons from his mom's yard in Phoenix. Man, did those last a long time. But yeah, look at how beautiful this park is. Any chance, there's I-80 right out there. See it, the traffic. They probably got a full deal here. Oh yeah, there's one of those trucks. That's that road out there. It's a dirt road. I took a 2-mile ride down that road. Cornfields, I went all the way down about 2 miles and just turned around, head back. The old electric bike does a good job. It's been working good. I got enough miles on this thing where I could go to from Zimmerman all the way to here from last summer. When I first bought this, I was thinking about it. If I didn't have Ruby, I'd take this thing across the country, get a couple extra battery packs. 40 miles on one battery pack, I could go 120 miles a day, stay in a motel, lock her up, cruise down the road on a battery pack. And that might be possible. Oh, look at all the birds up in the tree. You have a good day, guys. Stay safe. Stay calm. It's beautiful out here in Nebraska. I hope it's beautiful weather where you are too. Take care, buddies. Hope to see you soon at the reunion.